Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Yesterday's video was supposed to be a conversation about seeking brother husband and you, me, and my ex, but my memory card cut off in the middle of us talking about you, me, and my ex. So we're filming that today. Matt, thank you for joining me again.
Hello, realiteenies.
So I think that You, Me, and My Ex is what a lot of viewers were hoping that Seeking Brother Husband was going to be, like along the same lines of mess, because this show, if you're looking for mess, it's got it all.
It's messy. It's drama. It's a mess.
It's a mess. Oh my goodness. So we have so far we're going to be talking about episodes 1 and 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4.5.
Couples,
Quadruples.
In one instance, 2 instances. There's 4 players involved. So we got a whole bunch to talk about. So how close is too close to remain with an ex?
Any closeness, unless it involves
you
shared children.
Yeah.
There's usually no reason for you to remain tied or even really talking to an ex. Well, there's a reason you're not together anymore.
And that's not to say that things have to be contentious or you have to hate the person. If you share a friend group and you see that person at social gatherings, a hi and some small talk, I believe is perfectly okay. But these people, the lack of boundaries is astounding.
Well, and I feel like as you get older, those things like, like when you're in your teens and you break up with someone, it's just going to be contentious.
Drama.
Very dramatic. And as you get older, it's like, you can just kind of be like, oh, all right, hey, how are you? What's going on? But only if you're running into each other. I don't see much of a reason to be like, hey, just checking in. Just seeing how you're doing since the breakup.
Taking care of your mom still.
That's super weird.
Let's start off with Rowan, DeAndre, and Elodi. They're the first couple featured in episode 1. Rowan and DeAndre, they're kind of college sweethearts. They met while Rowan was in school, and DeAndre is or was, I'm not sure if he's still playing professional baseball,
right.
but he was professional baseball player. They were together for 2.5 years and they've been broken up for 3 years. So they've been broken up longer than they were together, but they are still
best friends.
Besties.
Best friends club.
Not only are they besties, but Rowan, the ex-girlfriend, she's super involved with DeAndre's mother. And DeAndre's mother, Miss V, she's not real open-minded to any other partners for DeAndre. She calls Elodi by the wrong name. she wants DeAndre and Rowan to get married one day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that she doesn't want any new blood entered into the DeAndre's like, oh yeah, Rowan's just helping my mom like she always does regularly. And it's like, so there's no getting that. There's no crowbarring that out of a relationship.
Miss V drives a motorcycle. How much help does she need?
That was badass.
Oh, that is totally badass. Yeah. But she's not, I mean, when you say helping out my mom, because of course, I think they live in Atlanta, Rowan and DeAndre's mom, and then DeAndre is down in Florida. So when someone says, oh, so-and-so is helping out my mom, I'm thinking the person needs help, like you're grocery shopping for them or something.
Just helping her cook and hanging out with her.
I think Miss V calls Rowan cakes or something like that.
I didn't catch that, no.
Rowan has a bunny as a pet.
They had a joint bunny.
Which got so contentious at one point that Rowan wrote a letter to DeAndre.
Because DeAndre
expressing her disappointment that DeAndre wasn't way more psyched or more amped about this bunny.
She cares about the bunny more than he does, and she's all boo-hurt about it. And For one thing, it's a bunny. There's that. That's just an odd pet.
If you have a bunny as a pet, what's that like? Because it seemed like this bunny had free range.
Yeah,
Didn't have to be in a cage.
From the bunny people that I know, and I know, in my lifetime I've known a few of them. Free range is like the only way to make sure the bunny stays happy. Little tiny pens, like if you have a pen, usually
Do
it's
they
like
sleep in the pens.
No, they just kind of fuck around. Like
okay,
but. If they if they are in a pen, it's like half the basement. It's like a low chicken wire fence. Like it's a lot of room to graze.
Okay.
And so people like that small apartment that they were having, or I mean, I don't know how big the apartment was, but the room didn't
it looked like a decently sized apartment.
That's a good amount for, bunnies to just kind of be bunnies.
Okay. So bunnies, and they like to roam.
Their poop is pellets. It's easy to clean up and they eat very small food. So they're basically a low commitment animal, in my opinion.
Okay. Moral of the story, this is super not a healthy dynamic. And my big question is so we know what DeAndre's been up to post breakup. He's been on and off with Elodi. They've now been on for 8 months. Elodi has a kid. That makes me super nervous. Not because DeAndre seems like a nice enough guy,
it's a messy situation.
Yeah, if this kid gets attached to him as a father figure and it doesn't work out,
and I feel
it's
like
gonna be a super bummer.
I feel like he's not gonna ever break that relationship with her. Like they're going on a private vacation, so he's with a girl.
Oh, with Rowan, yeah.
Yeah, he's with his girlfriend with the kid.
Yeah,
and it's just him and Rowan are just going on a beach vacation.
That would be a hard no from me.
Hey, I'm just gonna go on a paradise vacation with my ex. Don't worry about it. Nothing. I've been saying this I'm pretty sure they're banging. Either way, there's a physical
First of all,
aspect
she won the trip.
Yeah.
So she's not out any money if she doesn't go on the vacation. Do you have any other friends?
She won the trip?
That's what, or no, she had like points or something, or something where it made it seem like she wasn't gonna be out any money if she just didn't
I will say,
and it's like, do you have any other friends?
Well, that's the thing.
You can't take another friend?
For all intents and purposes, they're having a full-on regular relationship.
This is a
minus any perceived physical aspects.
Yeah.
But it's strange and it's a lot to think about.
I'm so curious, what has her dating life been like over the last 3 years? Because is he as intertwined into her family as she is into his?
I don't think so.
Well, at least Elodi had her friend come out, and then he brought a friend, and they both told DeAndre that this is not typical.
I don't know why these people need a third party to tell them this is weird.
Well, I think some people think, we know the stigma of, being too close to your ex, but this situation is different somehow. But no, it's not different.
It's not. It's never different.
It's not different.
It's all the same.
You don't have children together. There is no reason for you to remain like this. This is a mess.
Because in reality, you're only inhibiting your ability to move on, if that's what you want to do.
Let's move on to April, Roy, John, and Loren. And this one, you might need a flow chart for. I was very confused at the beginning because we did not watch season 1. No. We came in at season 2. April opens the segment by accurately describing the whole situation as it's a shit show.
Right.
It's a good thing Roy brought whiskey.
There's not enough whiskey in the world to deal with this situation, in my opinion.
No. So originally, let me see. I hope I get this right. April and Roy were married. Then John and Loren moved in next door. Somehow marriages ended and April and John ended up getting married at the end of last season.
Well, that's the somehow. That's how the marriage ended.
So originally, Loren was not friends with April.
Understandably so.
Yes. But ultimately, she ended up serving as a bridesmaid in April and John's wedding last year.
Ish.
Ish.
Sometime in the last year.
The marriage almost immediately soured because now Loren and April are in a domestic partnership, and it's been this way for like 5 or 6 months. So
Long enough where the term last year must mean close to 5 or 6 months, with John being very not talkative on the couch, and April,
he's a man of a few words.
April being just a
and those few words when they come out are not nice.
It's like he's at the point where, well, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
He did say at one point, I married you for love, not your ability to speak.
Burn. Sick burn on that one.
And April is equally not nice. She says, this is exactly why I kicked you out of my bed and put someone else in it.
This is just a rude way.
That person being your ex-wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roy and April have maintained a friendship through their divorce, it seems like.
An uneasy truce, you can call it, because they have shared children.
Yes.
So they do have to speak, though that is a point of contention with her and John, because John says that, oh, you're always talking to him on the phone for hours at a time. She tries to throw out the we have children together thing, and he goes, oh, we always go back to that excuse. To wit, it's not necessarily an excuse, but hours on the phone do not necessarily need to be for just talking about your kids on a regular basis.
Right. Yeah, and I think Loren and John have kids together, so I'm not sure.
I didn't catch that vibe from them.
Yeah, I guess I think maybe I just assumed that they did. I don't know. Someone can let us know. But yeah, and April and Roy even went and got, I heard matching tattoos. But you're thinking maybe they just went at the same time
and got tattoos together. I didn't catch matching, but either way,
not something that is involving co-parenting, so probably not necessary.
It could be co-parenting.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's of their kids.
Right?
I don't know. So at the end of episode 2. April gets a visit from her daughter who has just had a baby. April is 41. Roy is 39, and they just became grandparents.
That's another TV show. Unexpected.
They are probably the messiest. I would say there's the most tension. They're the messiest, ill will.
The most entertaining by far.
And we talked about boundary setting with DeAndre, Elodi, and Rowan. These people never heard of her. Like they know not even property lines can hold them back from each other. Because
Roy's the only one who hasn't really done anything wrong in this situation. And then he goes on this little preach at the end. If you're going to go through with this, go through all the way. Don't leave anything out. He was really nice.
He basically told April, don't start another relationship until you end the one that you're in, because she has a bad habit of moving on before she ends her relationship.
She doesn't like to wrap it up in a nice little bow.
Yeah. She lets her new partner do the breaking up with her old partner.
Right.
Yeah. Let us talk Caroline, Alex, and Steven. Alex and Steven were a couple. Now Alex and Caroline, well, when we first get introduced to them, they are just engaged, but it turns out they actually are married. He is picking out a tracksuit, and it is a tracksuit that shows off everything. I get a sense of some insecurities on Caroline's part because she's clearly super, I guess everyone's super uncomfortable with their ex having that close of a, or their current partner having that close of a relationship to their ex. But Caroline specifically seems to be very mindful of what Alex is wearing as to not maybe give the wrong idea to Steven or
Well, they
something.
wouldn't be on the show
know.
if they weren't uncomfortable by the fact that they were with, too close to their ex.
I mean, it's not, these people have drama in all aspects of their life. They have a cat that went blind from herpes. I didn't even know cats could get herpes.
Yeah.
That was tragedy.
It's all kinds of tragic.
Yeah. And then Alex says, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
It sounds like a whole thing. Yeah. So we find out that Caroline is pregnant and they're already married and they have to break the news to Steven. That's the drama of these 2 episodes. Which I don't
understand. Like, this almost seems like fabricated, manufactured drama because it's like they're married. And now they're pregnant. It's like, oh my God, I have to tell my ex that I'm going to be a dad in my current, what would be considered to be happy, healthy relationship. Like, I don't think they're having any issues with their relationship, the 2 of them. So, like, oh my God, I have to tell my ex. Like, when you get pregnant, where you're like, oh my God, first of all, when we got pregnant for the first time, I don't think there was, oh my God, I have to tell someone, and I dreaded it. There was nobody that dreaded telling it, let alone an ex. Like, what does the ex expect out of this? Like, oh, they're going to be married and they're going to forever still have a third wheel around all the time. And, he's still going to be part of their lives probably if they're that close. But yeah, I don't know.
Alex says, no bastard baby. And, we got married after I was pregnant. So, I mean, we were already engaged and planning the wedding, but I was 10 weeks pregnant at our wedding. So I found that very relatable.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. This part made me really sad for Alex, or it just made me, I thought it was quite something that he said. Alex says he feels stuck in the middle of his old life and his new life, and Steven is the only thing that reminds him of who he is. And I feel like there's a lot to unpack there. Well, I kind of get the sense that at least Steven has been under the impression that maybe one day things would be different.
Spark back up? Or...
Yeah, I don't know. Because it seems like a marriage and kids are like certainly nails in the coffin of their relationship.
And just to fast forward to when they tell the big reveal of it, he was like, hey man, I'm stoked. That's great. He was straight up, you're going to be a great dad.
So Steven is inquiring, do you guys have a godfather picked out? And Alex is like, let's not make it weird. Well, I don't want to have to explain to my kid who his godfather used to be.
But if you're intent on having him in your life as a friend, you're gonna probably have to explain. Well, I guess you don't have to, but it's gonna be like, oh, why, who's Uncle whatever? What's he doing around here so often?
How do you know Uncle Steven? Yeah. All in all, I just hope that blind cat Dorit thrives.
And I think there's no known cure for cat herpes of the eye. That makes you blind.
I think, yeah, maybe there's a cure for or there's treatment for the herpes, but now she's blind.
There's no cure for blindness.
Poor thing. Let's move on to Chelsea, Kenzie, and Matt. They kind of remind me of the DeAndre, Rowan, and Elodi situation, but a little messier. If you could
give me the rundown real quick.
If you want the spice kicked up a notch here. So Chelsea and Matt used to date. So Chelsea is the ex. Now Matt is with Kenzie. Matt has been with Kenzie for years. And now Chelsea is moving in with them.
Yep, that's a super healthy thing.
Chelsea, I have questions there. Apparently, I mean, her life is in shambles. She has no car, no job, and is in such a dire situation that she needs to move in with her ex and his current girlfriend.
Well, she sold her house without having property lined up. And it wasn't even her.
Yeah, but does she have family?
Matt offered. He said, I knew this was going to happen, so I offered to let her move in. Like, that's pretty.
That's shitty, too, because you just assumed that she was, like, not going to have her shit together.
he knew, and he was
guess
right.
she probably has a track record. I don't know.
Yeah. Kenzie made a shrine to her and Matt's relationship.
Oh, yeah. They set up the room very cute. It was decorated super cute. And she put the way the stars were aligned the night she and Matt met. Mm-hmm. There's like 20 different pictures of Matt and Kenzie around the room so that Chelsea knows.
Yep. This is her house.
This is Kenzie's house.
It's her man.
Yeah. Apparently, when Chelsea and Matt met, his pickup line was, want to go to Taco Bell? You buy? You fly? I'll buy?
That's so college,
Swoon. Swoon.
That's a good one, though. Taco Bell sounds fun. Not first date choice for you?
I'm not. I'm never above a good Taco Bell run. But okay, so Chelsea is the epitome of fuck around and find out, because apparently Chelsea had this thing of about once a year she would just break up with Matt, and it
has to be for no good reason because they keep getting back together.
Or, well, for whatever the reason was, she clearly she didn't mean it. She never meant it. And
it's an obnoxious way to live, is people who are like, the breakups the go-to. Like every argument is like, well, maybe we just shouldn't be together anymore. And it's like, if that's what you want, just fuck off. Like that.
Well, and so that's kind of was Matt's mentality, and he met Kenzie. So
they've now been together 3 years.
Yeah. So, Chelsea girl, you kind of don't have anyone to blame but yourself.
I feel like she's still playing the long game too. She's like, well, we'll be together again eventually. They've only been together 3 years. We'll be. Well, I've been here the whole time.
There wasn't a lot of time in between Chelsea and Kenzie. I think Chelsea and Matt were still living.
It was super quick. Yeah. Because it was another one of those, well, I just found out this. Because
there were revelations made on the
Wasn't this the one? They did seem like it was like almost, it was very quickly post-mortem of the relationship that they got that.
Well, I mean, Matt was very clearly in the midst of a breakup when he met Kenzie. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand. Chelsea, do you not? I'm assuming that Chelsea's family lives out of state or something, but do you have any other friends in the area? Why are you, if you have no job and no car, why are you beholden to this area? Why don't you move back to where your family is? Why don't you move to where your friend group is? Because how is your ex-boyfriend from 3 years ago the only person that could help you out of this jam?
Well, and he helped her move and
because she doesn't have a car.
Yeah, but even it was one of those like his current girlfriend was straight up like he probably wouldn't even help me move if I asked him to.
No, she said he hadn't helped her move. Like brought up examples of that.
Do that stuff for your ex. There's a problem there. And, well, the way that he described it, too, was like, I wasn't waiting around for her anymore, and I was going to move on. But he made it seem like I was going to just move on and kind of play the field a little bit and then slide back. Like, that's how it felt to me.
And then Kenzie
a 3-year
just
relationship
turned into a 3-year relationship. Yeah.
For some people, that's nothing.
Yeah. One of the moments that I loved about their segment is apparently Chelsea posted a picture from earlier on in her and Matt's relationship of them in bed, but posted it on her Instagram. And Kenzie rightfully got upset about this.
Oh, I thought it was just on her Instagram still. It hadn't been deleted. She
posted it like recent. So I understand why Kenzie got upset by that. And Chelsea tries to like shame Kenzie for being like a Gen Zer, like, oh, us, we're not familiar with the Instagrams and how
they're a year different.
Yeah, and Kenzie's like, dude, you're a year older than me. Like, calm down.
I don't know how you could live with an ex, and I don't know, maybe he's trying to turn it into a throuple situation. Like, maybe if I get the two of them to like each other enough, then I can have both of them, and then that can be.
It's like sometimes sister wives just happen.
Sometimes, hey,
sometimes it just happens.
One night he's just going to be like, I had a revelation.
Oh, God, oh, God. He's gonna Garrick.
Yeah,
he's gonna pull a Garrick.
I had a revelation.
Let us wrap up with probably the situation that I actually kind of find endearing a little bit. Like, yeah, it's messy, but I don't know. I think it's actually kind of cute. Josh, Danielle, Jennifer, and Chantel. And so the way this breaks down, this is the Pink family. Yeah. The way this breaks down is everyone is a baby mama of Josh's. Mm-hmm. He has technically impregnated all of the women that are on the couch. They're not sister wives. Nope. We've established that. So Jennifer and Josh were married. They had a child together. Then they got divorced. I think they said 7 years ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Josh remarried Danielle. Jennifer remarries Chantel. So after Josh and Danielle get married, they have a child, and Jennifer and Chantel want to have a child as well. But being that they are two women, they are going to need a sperm donor. So I think that this is kind of cute.
I don't have an issue with it because then both of her biological kids have the same biological father. Which I'm not saying that's the way it should be or has to be, but you're gonna go to a sperm bank anyways. Yeah. You're gonna go do that anyways and have a donation, and now the family history is all the same, for medical stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so I don't find it weird or overstepping at all. Mm. They have to be in each other's. This is the same thing. I say this over. They have to be in each other's lives marginally because they have kids, regardless. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And being friendly is just an overture on that. So if they're friendly with each other, and now he babysits. And it's a whole thing. So there's nothing, and I don't find there's anything wrong with that. In fact,
Danielle is cool with. I mean, she helped.
Yeah,
she helped him collect his specimen for insertion into Chantel.
So I don't find anything wrong with that situation, if I'm being honest.
It seems like
probably the most healthy relationship.
It seems it 100% is the healthiest family dynamic we see portrayed on the show. But just in general, if you're thinking of kind of atypical family setups, it also seems pretty healthy.
Yep. Seems normal. Normally, atypically normal.
I think because it's the first birthday party of, I forget the baby's name, but it's the first birthday party of Jennifer and Chantel's child. And they're teasing throughout this party that they're going to be making an announcement. I feel like the announcement is that they're all going to move in together. What do you think the surprise is going to be?
Yeah, if it's not going to be them moving in together, maybe they're all buying a truck or a van.
They're starting a band?
They're starting a band. They're going to travel the country on a bus.
Partridge Family?
I don't know. I can't imagine what the announcement would be. I don't think there's very many things that warrant an announcement. So.
Well, they're going to be saying something to the party goers.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, this is by far the healthiest dynamic and could be. I mean, Lord knows if this was April, Loren, John, and Roy, they would find a way to make this tense.
Yeah.
So all of these people, there seems to be a lot of love still between Jennifer and Josh. Mm-hmm. So
it's fine.
Love it. Loves to see it.
There's no problems, in my opinion. I'm
now there's 3 siblings, and they're all raising the kiddos together. And it seems that Josh and Chantel have established boundaries regarding the new child. Is Josh, should he be called dad or whatever? And he seems to be letting Jennifer and Chantel decide how that is going to go.
Well, and I'm sure that was a conversation that took place beforehand where it's like, listen, if you're going to be in the life of someone of which you're biologically tied to, there's going to be questions on what your relationship is going to be. So, and they had that conversation. No one on that couch sat there said, I just found this out right now.
Yeah, there was none of that.
This is
with
the
these.
first I heard of this. So everyone
Yeah.
seems pretty kosher on this one. It almost feels like they just needed an extra set of people, and these are the only other people that auditioned for the show.
Or maybe they were like, you know what? Let's throw some feel good into the mix. Let's give the viewers something to hold on to some hope for.
Could be.
I'll take it. I'll take it. What I would love, because we actually didn't meet any of the party guests. I'm assuming friends and family were coming over. I'd love to hear their take on the setup.
I can't even see family being upset about
Like,
anything.
what do the grandmas think?
Like, I could see them being upset about, like, as anyone would, about maybe a divorce and a separation. Like, I can't really see him being upset about anything else since he's an active participant in their lives as it is. Like, me as a parent, like, if I was in that situation, I'd probably just be like, okay, well, this is your life to live. You know, do it how you want to do. You're not hurting anybody, and there you go. That's my rule of thumb: is you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah,
have a good time. And look, they all seem happy. They all seem genuinely happy.
I mean, it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
That's the saying with raising kids, and a village they have. So kudos to them.
Yep.
That wraps up episodes 1 and 2 of You, Me, and My Ex. Matt, thank you so much for joining me. We will be back, of course, to cover more You, Me, and My Ex. We only have one more episode of Seeking Brother Husband, so we'll mash that into the next time we can sit down on camera together.
Yeah.
But as always, you guys, let us know what you think down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at realiteasquad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.
Bye-bye.